Hi guys, how are you doing? This is from techcentury and this is my comparison between the iPad mini and the 4th generation iPad with retina display. So to start off, we take a look at one of the biggest differences, and that's definitely the screen. We'll find a 7.9 inch screen on the iPad mini with a resolution of 1024 x 768. On the iPad 4th generation, we will find a 9.7 inch display with a resolution of 2048 x 1586, which qualifies for the name retina display. Now, what does this mean in real life? So if we take a look at the same picture on both devices, then we'll see that we definitely have a little bit more detail on the retina display iPad 4th generation. But besides that, colors are better, but honestly, the iPad mini is no slouch either. It's also a great display, especially for watching videos and also taking a look at photos. So if you're playing games a lot, if you're watching videos, and if you're taking a look at pictures on your device, then definitely the iPad mini is still a good choice. The only thing where really this retina display shines is when you take a look at web content. But there's also one interesting thing that you need to notice, and that's that the iPad 4 still renders the content at 1024 x 768, the same as the iPad mini, which basically means that even though you have a bigger screen here on the iPad 4, you still get the exact same amount of content, only the content looked sharper. So we see right here that the content of Techno Buffalo cuts off with this Gorilla Glass 3 article right here down in the right corner, and that's exactly the same as we'll find on the iPad mini. So you really don't see any more content, and so you don't get any extra more screen real estate. It's just all blown up, and just the text overall looks better. So if we take a look here, I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but definitely the overall text clarity is a lot better on the iPad 4th generation, especially if it also comes to smaller text, for example, like the notifications. Then the iPad 4th generation is a way better choice to really read text, and if you do that a lot, then definitely the iPad 4 is a better choice for you. Besides that, we'll find an A6X processor on the iPad 4 and an old A5 processor on the iPad mini. To be honest, during most tests, this isn't really a huge difference. Definitely the iPad 4 feels snappier, but I don't think it's worth the extra money that you pay for it. And for most tasks, really the speed of the iPad mini is definitely good enough. So with loading web content, it's a very similar experience and also similar speeds. Both are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, and so there's not really a huge difference when it comes to speed. And one of the things that definitely is also true is, again, that you don't really gain any more screen real estate, at least when it comes to extra content. And that's also the same with most of the apps, because they just have the same layout for both resolutions. So here we have Spotify, and also YouTube has also the same. So this is just what you need to notice, is that you really don't gain too much with the retina display, but this extra text clarity, and during videos and games it really doesn't help you, if you want to say it like that. So I think you have a great experience on both devices. Now, one thing, if you play games, for example, games like Shadowgun that you see right there, which is one of my favorite games at the moment, performs great on the iPad mini, and it performs definitely even better on the iPad 4, and you have some more effects like water effects and so on right there. If you want to check out a dedicated gaming video of the iPad mini, I also have that on my channel. If you want to, I'll definitely make another gaming video with the iPad 4th generation. But overall, the performance is very similar. You sometimes get dropped frames on the iPad mini, especially if you switch apps and if you have a lot of apps in the background. At the moment, this doesn't really seem to be the case, but in general, you can notice it from time to time. So the transitions aren't always as smooth as they are right now, of course, when I show it on video. And besides that, which one would I pick if I had to choose one? And definitely, hands down, that would be the iPad mini, because I think the overall experience is a lot better because it's a smaller device, a lot lighter. It's pretty much half the weight of the iPad 4. You don't get the retina display, but for that you get a great battery life, pretty much the same as you also find on the iPad 4. But just to carry it around, this is the perfect device and would also be my choice. So if you want to pick up an iPad, I highly recommend the iPad mini. Just one recommendation from me: get at least 32 gigabytes of storage and also a 4G module, because this really is so thin and light that you really want to carry it around everywhere you go. You also get GPS, so you can, for example, use it as in-car GPS system, which should definitely be amazing. And so I can just highly recommend getting 32 gigabytes because I only have 16 gigabytes Wi-Fi and I'm already running out of space even though I don't have any movies on there. So this is just my high recommendation. Even if those tablets would be the same price, I'd still recommend the iPad mini over the iPad 4, no doubt about it. And I honestly think that the iPad mini is what the iPad 4 or 3, 2 and 1 should have been in the first place. I think this is a sweet spot when it comes to the size and all absolute great on there. So I hope this helped you. Please also let me know in the comment section down below if you prefer the regular sized iPad 4 or iPad 3 or whatever you're using, or if you think the iPad mini is the better purchase. Please also make sure to hit the subscribe button wherever it is on your mobile device or your desktop. Thanks again for watching. If you want to see any specific videos about the iPad 4 or iPad mini, just let me know in the comment section. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.